Hi, I'm Joshua, and I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder in 2003, 17 years ago, and I have now been medication free for over 7 years. I'm fully and completely healed, and I'm doing these videos to basically tell you guys that healing is possible. Mental illness is not a life sentence, and it can be healed. And I have been able to do it, and it's not because I'm special. It's because I found the information, the truth of what actually works. So I want to give you guys a little history of the quicksilver, history of quicksilver. I got this from the medical medium. It was explained in detail in his Celery Juice and Neurological Symptoms podcast, which I'll put the link below. But this is one that really touches my heart because it's really affected my life and my family's life. My grandmother actually had schizophrenia, and I remember visiting her as a child in New York City and seeing her talk to people who weren't there and really struggling. And she ended up living the remainder of her life for decades, like over 30 years in a home, drugged in a home, and basically lost her life until she passed away. And I suffered with schizoaffective disorder for 10 years, and I've fully and completely healed, which goes to show it's not genetic. And basically what that means is when it's said, oh, it's all in your head or it's genetic, it basically means we don't know why it's happening. We don't know, what's causing it. And it's really negligent to basically blame it on us because they don't know the real cause. So this one really hits close to home, and I want to go into this. So in the 17 and 1800s, in the conventional industry, anytime anyone went to a doctor, man, woman, or child, they were given a drink of water which was infused with mercury. They would heat up mercury in a vial, under a candle, over a candle. The mercury would go into the water, the mercury vapors, and everyone going to a doctor was given this as standard protocol. And the patients would come home to their family, and they'd be really riddled with madness, talking incoherently, babbling, saying nursery rhymes, not able to go back to work. It was really destroying families, and people stopped going to the medical doctor. People started getting scared, and they stopped going, and they wisened up, smartened up, and there was a huge decline in medical school attendances and doctors' attendances, and that was actually helpful to start the early holistic doctors and natural doctors, homeopathy, the herbalists, the chiropractors, that booming in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And in the early 1900s, really the only people treated by conventional doctors were people with mental illness in insane asylums and sanitariums, or people without mental illness stuck in sanitariums and asylums. And it really gets to me because blaming someone, saying it's you, it's your fault, it's your character, it's your genes, it's in your head, when someone doesn't have an answer, just because they don't know the actual cause, they don't know what's causing the symptoms, it's a mystery. To blame the person is the most disempowering thing, and it's really sick and sad and sinister, and it breaks my heart because it's not just people with mental illness who are being disempowered and being body shamed and told that they're defective and their illness is their fault. But the mental illness, for me, for some reason, it's like the ultimate betrayal, because it's like saying, oh, it's all in your head. It's like the ultimate betrayal, and it's inhumane. So, my family's been devastated by this. My grandmother, me, my illness affected my family greatly, affected my life greatly, and trying to get this out there. So the mercury, this has been going on for hundreds of years. It's mandated in the conventional model to get it into us, and it is the cause of psychosis. So I was greatly affected by this. My family was greatly affected by this, and I learned the techniques to get it out, to removed it from my brain so that I stopped having the symptoms. And like I said, I'm fully and completely healed. Been healed for years now, symptom free, and it's totally healable. And with the right information, so we can free ourselves from this. And it's important. It's important that we do, because it affects society as a whole. It's not just the increasingly larger numbers of people that are suffering with chronic illness. It's also their family. It's their coworkers. It's everyone. It affects everyone, and we have to, we all have to kind of eventually learn the truth so that we can heal. Because people are just getting sicker and sicker, and it's science and research has not helped solve these problems. In the last 70 years, exponential increase in chronic illness, and we've been let down by the industry, and we have to find the truth and heal and move forward and live our lives. And that's the best thing that we can do. So I don't know, it's heartbreaking. It's actually really hard for me to talk about this because it's heartbreaking, and but it's that important. So just know that it's possible. Healing is possible. There is a real answer. There is a real cause. It's not you. It's not your genes, and it's not in your head. And we can get the heavy metals out of us, and we could free ourselves from those metal chains, and we can live our lives. So God bless you. I wish you well.